okay. Okay, are we live? Yeah, yeah, we're live, we're live. Let's go. Okay, I'm running a little bit late. Fuck. Let me get this over here. Anyways, okay, I am here. I am fine. It took me a little bit to very specifically, well, everything in order to finally stream, but it is happening. So the most crucial part of this whole thing is that I am here. Amazing. Anyways, going back to what I was trying. What? What? I'm completely out of my mind. It seems. Trying to say anything at all that has any meaning. No, sorry. Yeah, it took me a little bit of time, more than what I ever expected, But I am here, so we're very fine. Hello, welcome. It seems that we are going to have kind of a short stream. I don't think we are going to go directly for the hour, but if I can get it around the hour mark, I will be very happy. I think I will have some problems and I will have to deal, obviously, so to speak, with the stuff that is on the side of. I also need to eat and all of that, so probably I will end it up around the 50 minutes mark, I think, today. But, anyways, that is too much meta. The importance of being here and the real tasteful experiences were here, and we have the possibility of enjoying whatever it is that this, so to speak, embodies, mostly because it is beautiful by itself. To have once again the chance of talking and the chance of going over topics and analyzing stuff. Mostly, I think, on one hand, because I have had the desire to go over some ideas and all of that, and well, it isn't there, so what the fuck, it is always there. That was what I tried to do. And as always, it is a joyous morning, and it is a joyous occasion to be particularly doing this in a manner in which we can enjoy it. Not only me, but also those who tune in, so to speak. Because, yeah, as I said before, welcome everybody, welcome lurkers, welcome dearbot watchers, welcome Ronspoon in particular, welcome Stream Elements, welcome myself, welcome. I hope we have a great chance at trying to get anywhere. I have had some ideas so far through my day, but I need some time to bring them back to my mind. Because I have been, yeah, the main problem that I have been having, I can say confidently, is I think not too much, but rather I do not keep track of what I have been and what I have not been thinking about. And because of that, I needed to take a lot of time to see what I have already kind of developed. More than anything else, because as I have said yesterday, specifically, I like to talk about some things and I like to go over them with the possibility or with the idea of I go over those particularities, I get something out of them, and I completely forget about them. Because I like to leave some questions unanswered and I like to not do this whole process just by myself. As I also try to think the possibility of somebody extracting something useful from what I might or might not really try to mean when I talk over here is at the very least more useful than to simply keep whatever I think and whatever I process on my behalf only to my own mind. Because, in a sense, the meaning itself of, well, I think, let me segue into this, because that's what I have been trying to analyze a little bit more, and that is, if it is really possible to not live in a society. I mean, we have a lot of inputs that show us not from a, so to speak, possible, but really from the most theoretical and most proven ways, and so to speak, a lot of real and sustainable proofs that the human is a sociable creature. Therefore, in this manner, I would integrate it with what I was saying before, in the sense of it is always better to take advantage of what others also give. And let me recover a little bit more of that idea because it didn't come out of nowhere. I was also seeing and I was also observing a kind of not I don't know if it is a problem, and that's why I wanted to go over it. Because I do not feel like it is a real problem. It is more like something that only needs to be seen from the right perspective. Because we live in a world in which we can contact almost anyone. And as long as you are willing to do it, even more, it does not only exist as a possibility, but it really ends up being the reality that you can get in contact with whoever you want. And because that is true, it ends up, I feel, also being kind of true that we need to be aware of the fact that sometimes people isn't going to be completely open about themselves. Not in the sense of hiding who they are and all of that, but rather not comprehending or not having at their disposal the tool that is when you yourself open up properly, others also see that and mirror your own, so to speak, reaction in that sense. Therefore, it ends up being interesting to really work and to really let things exist as they are instead of conveying things in manners in which nobody gets anything really useful out of it, but rather you only end up seeing yourself, so to speak, as a creature who might as well need to create what is it, a masquerade that could help you get in contact with others. When I wouldn't say completely, in reality, every single one has no real need to lie. Because I don't know, I still struggle with that. I do not know if it comes from a personal perspective, because what it seems is that it always is good to try and not talk about, or not to talk, not to, so to speak, give give in to the desire of lie, but at the same time, I still think that a lie sometimes could be really useful. I mean, as I said before, as I explained on one of the videos, it is very, very, very rewarding to lie when you know that you will have to go back in your words and prove the parts of the lie that you use as false, because it doesn't mean that you're only lying. You are trying to get, so to speak, the most important thing, and that is peace. You are trying to get peace when you lie, and if you lie, you are also accepting the side of I will have to go back in my words, and I have to show others where where, where was it that I was lying, because I think it doesn't really, or it is kind of a cheap way to say it is easier to not lie, because in reality, I think, yeah, it takes some more willpower to not lie, but at the same time, it is kind of an easy way out, mostly because you are not so conscious about the parts of you that are or are not lying in that sense. Therefore, if you really were to see and to analyze the parts that are, so to speak, constructing the lies that you tell not only yourself but others, and be aware that they can be applied in a manner in which they do not destroy your relationships with others, you will understand the power that lies behind those things. And I mean, yeah, it is kind of the same as what I was saying yesterday. It could be misinterpreted, but at the same time, you should always understand that it is a necessity to tell the truth. It isn't that it will be better. It is a necessity to tell the truth. The only part that differs from the basic idea of you should never lie is that sometimes if you accept that lying itself is bad, but anyways do it in a manner in which you do not destroy relationships with others, but rather try to build bridges between opposite parties, and you try to put even you with others, so to speak, connections that can be how to say it, reconstructed or strengthened by means that lie in the truth itself, but first need to be created through a lie. If you also understand that you don't see the lie as something so bad, because sometimes it is not for ourselves, but for others. It is easier to get a lie and to after that, so to speak, get the side and get the. Hello, mas bro. Yeah. We are pondering a little bit of, of things. But I mean, okay. I think I have it. I think I have it. Let me finish this, and after that, we are going to directly attack the idea itself. Because I also have, I think at this point, a little bit the other side of this well developed enough. So let me see. But first, I wanted to finish with if you were to see that because you lie, you will get to some places to which you are not able to in your daily life. And after rectifying your lies, still uphold those positions in a manner in which there is no, so to speak, possibility of betrayal or also the interest of getting you out of there, even if it doesn't come in the way of a betrayal itself, you might as well see the lie as something good. But, and I think that's it for that specific argument, going to the complete opposite. If you were to also see, or if you were to analyze that, every single time you lie, you create a ripple in which you need to accept that others are going to react negatively no matter what you say, and you're going to also get a lot of backlash, even more, if you are wounding not only, as I said before, one bridge or one connection, but rather your whole self in a, so to speak, convoluted manner of lies and a very tangled, so to speak, world in which you are embodying at that point the lies rather than to simply using the lies as something that really, so to speak, shows who you are. It ends up being important also to have awareness that if you're not so sure about how you're lying, you might as well not even try it. Because I think, yeah, I think it is a tool. It isn't something that you can completely dismiss or you can completely utilize. It is always better to use the truth, yes, but sometimes the truth needs to be, so to speak, toned down or watered down a little bit. Even more because, for example, I could give you a way in which I think it is kind of a lie, what I constantly do. I could give you the most direct terms and the most direct ways to say some ideas, but I prefer, in a sense, to I do not know yet, because that is the point of this analyze if it is or not a lie, but I think it is, or at least I feel like it has a little bit of a lie when I decide to water the concepts down and when I decide to go over some specific things a lot slower than what I could really be going over them, and it really has that feeling of, you might as well be taking more time than what is really needed for these kind of occasions. That is why I see it as, even if it is there, it doesn't really mean anything at all that I am lying. It only shows that I prefer to do it because I think the outcome will be better in my personal case. And I also see it from the side of, if I were to reveal the whole truth, sometimes the act itself of saying the purest, so to speak, level of truth doesn't really get nobody anywhere. It only it shows others that yeah, you are somebody who's capable of saying whatever is the realist thing, so to speak, from your subjective point of view, but at the same time, it doesn't really convey anything aside from that in a more deeper level because you still have the problems that come with knowing who or who you not are, and you still have the problems that exist with, so to speak, for example, what is the term? No, the different ideas that might as well be hazardous to even conceive in your own mind because you need to properly grow them in manners in which they do not become only a spiteful venom for you, but rather a really interesting thing, you know? Um, You always need to have those things floating around and knowing, or it isn't that you need, it will be useful to have them present. Because if you are ignoring those realities, you will be only, so to speak, destroying your own path. And also, hello, yeah, I already have the reference phase, you know. If you want to embody the potato against the potato, I have that Peter Griffin's face. It is only that you don't see it because I'm a potato right now, but you probably have seen me already on the street because I live near you. I have been searching for you. I have already your direction. I only know that you live on the second floor. I am getting closer and closer. You might as well start to run. Which, no, what? What? Completely impromptu insult. Sorry. Sorry. Shitpost. Quality shitpost. But anyways, I water. I think, yeah. Aside from everything else, I think I should try to see where I left the video upload actions because I think I am a little bit further from where I should already be on the sense of my YouTube channel. Let me second because I need to check where did I left it. It has literally nothing to do with the stream, but I might as well in here and check that in particular. I don't want to find myself having some homework that I didn't attend to at an earlier time be stacking up to the degree to which, because it already happened, I found myself kind of overwhelmed because I had too much shit to deal with. Okay, yeah. I am like 3 days beyond what I should already be in the video upload. In which day we are 135. Okay, I have like 6 days to upload it. Or well, more like 5 because one of them is the celebration, and I will wait for the celebration of the new microphone to get to the closest time I can. Like, I think it is in 2 months or something like that, because I have, what is it? I have the fucking Amazon Prime, and because of that, somehow the bots get saved for 2 months instead of 2 weeks. So basically that. But for now, yeah, I should only try to get it existing, so to speak. But anyways, going back to the thinking itself, I also have been, okay, it has nothing to do, but I noticed just now that I forgot to do some other homework I have been pending. Fuck. Anyways, aside from that, what else did I have that I wanted to talk about? Why is it that I can get track properly? Okay, we can make it basically a discussion as to why I do not really keep track of the things, because I myself know how important it is to keep track of the ideas that I carry with me, and I also have in mind how really useful it becomes. I think I like the idea of really associating one thing with another and jumping from one place to another, and coincidentally enough, I haven't even talked about that in particular. And so to speak, the act of jumping randomly from one idea to the next one that appears on the mind, something that I haven't written down on the first page, and I think I kind of avoided it. I do not completely remember. I think I ended up choosing it, and somehow I didn't pay attention to it. Somehow, yet right now it is still very useful and very interesting to try and see how much I can develop that whole side. I mean, the only real thing I can say is I am probably seeing myself being more and more developed on the side of speaking about things as long as I find the energy inside myself, something that I also have been getting better at, because it is a complex, so to speak, topic. I do not know, and I have never, or I haven't so far stopped to once again see if I am running on interest, if I am running on desire, if I am running on what that keeps me afloat, so to speak, in the act of being so constant and still, so to speak, working on this. I think it comes more than anything else from the hope itself of getting my main goal, so to speak, achieved. And because, in a sense, it is something so widely and so hugely far, far, sorry, far from where we are right now, that every single advancement made for the sake of that goal feels very great. Um, yeah, yeah. It isn't morning. It is more like midday right now. What is it? Yeah, midday. And also, yes, hello, Tom. I hope you're having a great time zone. Whatever time zone you're in. It is, yes, it is. Let me say, it is 12 42. 12:42 a.m. So, yes, it isn't that much of a morning. It is more like midday. I am close to dinner rather than to taking a breakfast. I am a little bit not. Yeah, I am a little bit on a fast, but that is because muy one. What the fuck is muy one? Let me substitute. Muy one. Muy one. Muy one. You're drinking something. That I know. Muy wine. Ah, what the fuck? Wait, what? It it is. Isn't it? Isn't it Monday for you too? Why are you drinking alcohol in a morning in a Monday day? What? Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. What? Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to be so judgmental. I hope you're having a great day. Okay. Okay. I mean, it says one of the main parts of this is having wine on it. But if you feel like it doesn't have, it is fine. Then what? But what a sandwich. Sorry. But well, we were. I have the possibility right now, so I can tell you what we are really over. And we analyze a little bit of the part of the human nature that is to live or not to live in a society and the need for it. On the other side, we also want a little bit of, well, as always, self-realization and a little bit think of what is it that we are going to do next and all of that. Well, I mean, that is the whole resume, or the shortest resume I can read. I haven't been really helping that much, and if I have, I am not aware of it. I mean, how much I have? Let me see. Yeah, what the fuck? I thought it was only 23 minutes already. I'm going crazy. Anyways, I haven't done a lot, it seems, and I don't even realize it. But, well, aside from that, very high energy so far, so no real problem. Even if it is a lot, we are very fine in that sense. Even more because, particularly today, as I was going to say, I'm a little bit on a fast, and I notice how incredibly great I perform on that. I mean, it is kind of hard to be constantly with that sense of, I will say, tingling on the stomach more than real hunger. That kind of tingling on the stomach constantly there, because it is kind of off-putting if you are not using that, I will say, energy consumption and energy creation that lies within you constantly, and it ends up being very, very, very uncomfortable to be with. But in this case, as I am properly using that for something, it really gives me, so to speak, an edge over my daily state, I would say, or over a more full state of food, if it is logical at all. But well, I mean, aside from that, oh yeah, I have been really wishing, and I hated that yesterday we didn't even have the possibility of going over in the first class because we lost. I think it was on Sunday or on Friday. I don't remember. We lost the possibility of going over. Here's one of the classes that was on the psychology course that I was intending to watch here on live. But at the same time, it isn't really my fault in the sense of what the fuck. I didn't want to say that. I want to say it isn't really a problem. What? Why did I say fault? It literally has nothing to do with anything. If what? Freudian sleep. Anyways, it didn't really. Yeah, it didn't really come as a problem. It only feels like I am dilating a little bit too much rather than what I really expected to be doing. But at the same time, it also feels great to be on our best, so to speak, shape to take the challenge of, and even more, in my personal case, trying to analyze something for which I haven't properly done the rigorous previous studies that might as well benefit this. And even more because, for example, I when I see classes online and when I watch those courses that are accessible to every person, I tend to read a lot of times the sources that they link or the materials that they say, oh yeah, if you want to read this one, you will comprehend this whole course a lot better. I do not do that. I hate to read. And I mean it with a high passion. That's something that I personally or particularly hate is it ideas could be more concise and we could really have a lot more of meaning behind them than to simply say, oh yeah, I went, I blah 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 important idea blah 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 and that for the whole 300 pages instead of reading important idea after important idea after important idea. And in that sense, in general, it is hard to find things like that. For example, I have said it before. I like sometimes to write papers because I think it's the most easy way to get that kind of information. And yet, on those, you need to develop the skill of skimming through what really is content and what ends up being. And a special thanks to our beautiful partner and to our most important supporters. And also let us link for 5 whole pages all of our references and all of our materials used for this particular experiment or analysis, so it gets fucking boring. But at the same time, having developed that, I think, yeah, okay, I think I have it. I think it is more like it only appears to me as a problem because I haven't properly developed the ability to skim through text. Because as I have done with, so to speak, videos, I can properly watch them at a faster pace than what they are intended to sometimes. And it doesn't represent a problem for me. But because I lack a lot of reading skills, I end up finding myself lost on there personally. So yeah, I guess it is more like I need to read more if I want to get better at reading, kind of always, yeah. Yeah, kind of fucking always, yeah. But anyways, aside from that, I I have a lot of things on mind, so I don't know which one to pull next. I mean, the most important thing would be I have been still learning a lot of crucial things that might end up being put together into later topic discussions, yet I feel like I could even develop them even more because, in the same sense as I said before, it seems like those ideas in particular are interesting by themselves because they are very concise. And if I were to try and stretch them into, let's say, 20-minute talks, it will be kind of impossible because they are very concrete, and I will rather need to develop a little bit more of an understanding over those topics than to simply. Yeah, I think it is more of an overconfidence thing in this case, in which I think I have the possibility, rather than to really know or see on me the real chance of taking advantage or not of that. Because if I were to pay attention, and if I were to really see how much I could do it even better in the future, I wouldn't really say, yeah, I think I wouldn't really be saying as I am right now, oh yeah, I don't have problem talking about anything, no, kind of the opposite. I will be kind of surprised compared to what I am saying right now, how much I could have the possibility of talking about things even more clear. But at the same time, it also comes from the practice itself, because in this particular case, the simple repetition and the simple, so to speak, act of being here and doing it constantly and constantly also gives me the tool itself of not only being able to say things in a manner in which I know almost anybody could understand them properly, but also in a more concise, in a more direct way. I think, yeah, one of the things that I am really aware I am lacking right now is reading and overall the abilities that come with being an avid reader instead of really just having a tiny bit of notion and a very limited what is it lingo. So I guess I should develop myself on that front. Yeah, it only comes from the not complete understanding as to how much I am limiting myself instead of really trying to put forward my the best of my efforts for the sake of having those tools at my own disposal. Yeah. I think it comes from that. So yeah, I guess I will approach it from the side of I will see. And if I feel like I am literally losing my time, I will even take advantage of that and come here and say, yeah, this is the worst thing I have ever done. I don't recommend anybody to read if it ends up being a reality. And if I end up being proven wrong, I will also be happy of that because at the very least, I carry with me the knowledge of how much of a beautiful thing it could become if I really were to put the time on those particularities. But I guess it is the same as I have said before. It becomes hard to envision a reality in which you have skills that you right now lack, in a sense in which you know that even if it means a great, not suffering, well, yeah, I would say it like that, a great suffering right now, as long as you're able also to ignore the suffering itself, it isn't so much of a painful thing. So it really only needs, so to speak, a commitment to whatever it is you are trying to do in this particular case. If I want to speak even more clearly and if I want to even be more concise with the ideas I put together, I should try to work on them a little more. I guess at the same time, I am not that really worried. I mean, I haven't really thought about it, and I will still prefer to keep it to myself for a little bit more. Like, I would be happy to talk about it, for example, on the 1,000 stream mark or something like that, about how much of an objective we have here, and specifically for what it is that we are aiming, and for, yeah, what is it that we are kind of envisioning in the sense of the highest purpose of this whole survey. Because I have said it before, it isn't that I am here simply for the sake of STEM. There is kind of a higher meaning behind, and it needs a lot more of development from the side of those who want to understand whatever it is that I am trying to talk about. Because kind of obvious, nobody really lives in my head, therefore nobody really knows the whole context of this. And I guess, wait. That idea was kind of related to something that I wanted to see a little bit more. Or if I did already talk about it, I think I wanted to delve even deeper on that. Because, yeah, okay, it had to do with the idea of how much of an interest we have on letting others help ourselves. And it comes from the realization of people might as well not even really know who we are in the sense of not having a whole history, and it is kind of important to accept and to create the, so to speak, the necessity of being as open as we can with others. Uh, I think if we are going to be hard, it is unavoidable. People will, no matter how much or how little you tell others, they will anyways still try to hurt you if that was their intention. So it shouldn't be a limiting factor, I think. The idea of, yeah, you need to keep your secret safe and you need to see with whom you are communicating. It is more like you need to choose those who are around you in a manner in which you really have people that is important for you and for your own cause. But you shouldn't try to keep that many things out of the lives of others, even more if you are really trying to get a relation going. Not because being, so to speak, as transparent as water is beneficial, but rather because, in a sense, when you do it, you notice that others also tend to do it, and the whole transformation that begets those kind of actions end up being more beneficial for the whole sake of resolving problems in an easier way than to simply keeping things to yourself and saying, I might as well not even talk about this particularity and keep it to myself as much as I can because there is no real need. So yeah, I guess it feels weird, yet at the same time, mostly I haven't also. I don't even know where the fuck this came from, but mostly I also have been dealing with the idea of, for example, sometimes this feels like too much of a bridge more than anything else. So that is why, in my case, for example, I would like to say I would I would love the possibility of making this less of that and more of something that really carries anything at all. I think, and that is a very subjective point of view, the kind of thing that we are going for here is very, very weird in a sense, because I haven't seen that many people, not in the sense of, wow, I am so unique, rather, what is it that we are getting here? In the sense of, I haven't seen that many people literally sit down and start typing and typing and typing and typing and typing. In the sense as I am doing here. Because it is common, for example, to type uh, Twitch itself. It is common to be an entertainer who engages on the act of, while talking about things that others give you, also commenting at the very least on something, on a gameplay, on a video, on anything. But here it feels very weird to see it from outside. Whatever it is that we are going for in this instance, I haven't seen that so replicated. I have some, as I said before, I have some particular masters who I took some inspiration from and who I derived this concept from. But even then, didn't completely do these kind of things because one of them is literally a gameplay streamer and the other is a group of very chunky people who does a podcast which sometimes has a little bit of wondering about things, but that sometimes might as well not even be a tenth of the whole podcast series that they have so far. So I guess it feels weird to see it from outside. Yet also I would say like this, the comfort which I find doing this is even weirder. Because if I were doing it, and if I were knowing that it is weird myself, and if I were also aware of the fact that it feels completely kind of an outsider thing to do this myself, I will be even, so to speak, having a harder time. But the act itself, and showing this as the one who does this the most, also feels very strange, I think. I would guess from the outside. That is the hardest part, because I can already say that. Mm, that is right now too much of an outside perspective that I cannot really engage in. But well, continue. Um, Question. Question that is, Joe Biden is at the door. He offers you 2.84 million USD dollars in exchange for you transplanting his brain into a new potato bag so he can be like you. Do you accept? I mean, it depends. Are we thinking that I have the possibility to do it, or are we risking everything for the for the sake of the money and probably killing a human because they want something so superficial? If we are seeing it from the point of view of it might as well succeed, yeah, I will do it. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. So far, I am asking the questions that didn't answer. A little bit of shit posting right now, but before that, we were pondering. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I saw that I wrote something. Anyways, I am back. It wasn't a lot, I hope. But well, as I said before, we still have a lot of things to go over. I guess it feels kind of weird, as always, to see that there are so many sites to develop. And the thing that I have been feeling the most, in a sense, is the I don't know if it is a probability or if it is really born from the probability of developing um, as an individual more than what is necessary, or in the sense more than what really could be helpful to anybody else, because it is at least, yeah, I think it comes from the ego. At least for me, it is kind of easy to intake concepts, and it is kind of yeah, too much fucking ego there, because I don't think any rational, simply objective thing would say, oh yeah, I am so good at it. Yeah, I think I have been lacking in that sense. Then I have been not paying much attention to how much I have been observing myself as an outsider. Probably that's why in this case we are having a little bit of an ego trip. But I mean, at the same time, it is kind of hard to not, because you need to derivate, so to speak, an strength for the things that you do in a manner in which you find the action themselves rewarding to the degree to which you can also keep going at them. And if you do not take pride on what you are doing, to the degree to which you really feel that they are an accomplishment every single time, it gets kind of bad, because I heard about this idea. Whatever you do isn't a defining thing about you. Yes, it is true, but at the same time, what is it that we are? I mean, it loops back to the idea of the whole story of somebody is transported to a place in which they are asked who they are, and they spend an infinite amount of time really trying to see who they are, because it is kind of impossible to attach yourself to any particular thing. So I guess in this case, trying to not destroy it completely, it might as well come from the side of, you know, you need to, even if it is hard, you might as well need to pay attention to the things that are pertaining you yourself, in the sense, or in the level of, they are things you did, yes, but they do not completely reveal who you are. I mean, a more concrete way to say it, no matter how much you talk, no matter how much you create, you and your creation are separate things. And if you feel like you're really attached to them, even more when you know that what you created is open for others not only to see but to critique, you might as well be spending more energy than what is really useful for you. In this manner, I will say, it doesn't really make sense to say, in my case, I get anything out of thinking that I am more advanced at understanding this, kind of the opposite, even. Okay, I think I have it again. It might as well even come from an inner desire of stopping, because I want to be so pleasuring of the inner idea of, you know what, you're doing so great, that, and you're doing so incredibly good, you might as well need to take a break. No, it is kind of the opposite. The more you develop yourself, the more you can also help others in this particular area. And it is kind of the opposite idea. You already did so much, and no. This is a long path. And thinking that I already did too much when how much 1 or 2 months we have been here. It doesn't really mean anything. It is more like another simple test of the personality that tries to bring a halt to the efforts that you constantly put toward your goals, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I feel like right now we have done enough. I don't know how much I haven't properly streamed. So let me check. I mean, it might as well have only 45 minutes. I am getting hungrier and hungrier, so I might as well be, at least for now, a little bit gone, you know? I mean, I want to eat, so excuse me, but I want to eat. I want to satiate that necessity right now. So, as always, it was a beautiful occasion, and more than anything else, it is a pleasure to be able to live not only to do this, but as I said before, to live this for whoever finds a meaning on whatever I said, and whoever has the possibility of really finding some satisfaction on hearing this, or at the very least, an entertainment. Because even I myself accept that a lot of times one of the sides that brings me the most joy isn't really, so to speak, analyzing what others say, but rather simply trying to understand who they are based on the things that they tell and they decide to leave behind. Because mostly it feels very nice to do that. So yeah, I mean, entertainment for the sake of entertainment in this case, if you see it like this, and if you don't, at the very least, I hope whatever I said was understandable enough to the degree to which you can take out anything at all. I need to write some. Why don't I have a tool that automatically chooses somebody to read? I have to do this by hand. It isn't that I hate it, it is more rather that I do it. It's the same thing. I am not so aware as to how important it is for me to do it properly. So yeah, let me. Let me. I have it. I have it. People. We are taking it back. We are living this beautiful day with a raid to Claudio. So as always, and this time correctly, first the raid message, and I hope you didn't just arrive on that, because I am in this stream. I hope it is that you just arrived. Sorry for this. Sorry. But well, anyways, it was a beautiful occasion. So yeah. No worries, no real worries. Sorry for getting for ending it this kind of on a short note, but I got hungry. That's why I wanted to leave today. But well, I think it was a very nice stream. So I hope. And yeah, there is. Wait. I have the schedule. I have a schedule. I did it. I have a schedule for this week too. So this is incredibly. I have a schedule, and I will try to commit as much as I can. Now for real. Oh yes, as always, thanks for everyone for being here. As I said before, it is my pleasure to do this. So please, thanks to you for being present. So yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Also, the message is the red message, so we can only leave it right now. Right. There it is. There it is. There it is. Right. Also, I do not get what the fuck I can raid while at the same time